I want to thank Jim and and Eric. I'll look the opposite way.
You're not there.
For
We're interchangeable.
yeah, and that's what the 110 Easy is about, right?
That's right. All about Erik and Zimmer.
Yeah.
So Eric, while you're here, I had a question about the changes that were made to the RMAX.
Yeah.
Can you tell me
So
what changed and how it changed?
so we didn't really make a change, but we made an improvement. And the improvement was to our manufacturing process. And this allowed us to be more consistent with the Titan erosion loss spec and stuff. And the good thing about all this is that we're getting more inquiries about this. We're doing more quotes and stuff, and we're being asked to explore, the different installation options with RMAX MP. So, MP stands for multi-purpose. It can be hand packed, vibrated, or gunned.
Like you did today.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. It was actually cool, really cool to watch that because I mean I just never seen it before. First when y'all decided to say that y'all wanted to gun this stuff, I'm like, oh, wait, it's not gonna happen. And it just went on like you were spray painting a wall or something. It just went right in there like it was butter.
Yeah.
I thought it went really well.
I well, I mean, we did that nozzle cam and stuff like that, so getting that video,
Yeah, that was
it's
and
it's
that's gonna go on y'all's website.
yeah, we're gonna edit all this video together, put it on our website, and hopefully maybe
That's
get it on that.
on.
Just some of this on it too, and
Yeah, we can we can put some of that up, but you're gonna put that on Resco Products.
Yes.
Com,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, our goal is to put that on Resco products, and we have the, like he said, the nozzle cam where we actually filmed from the nozzle as it was going on. That looked really neat. And then we used the plexiglass backing behind the hex, so we actually filmed it from the backside as well, which gave us a lot of insight on how it goes in, how it packs in, and it really turned out great. It was a really neat
hmm yeah,
process.
yeah. I mean, TSG did all the work here, and they set everything up great, and everything went in smoothly, easily, and we're also going to probably upload this to our YouTube channel as well, just so people can find it different places.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely watch that. So what new products do you have?
So, one thing that we've been doing is the rapid fire technology. Uh, we already have a couple products that have this technology in it, that's for the petrochem, but this has existed within Resco for years,
From the 90s, early
Yeah.
90s, mid 90s, we started with the quick turn products.
Mhm.
And Resco actually developed those products and brought them to the market. Now, everybody has them now, but we were the innovators on that group of products for the
Well,
industry.
everybody seems to have a 110. Who innovated that? Was that y'all as well? Or
For the 110, you mean as far as a quick turn version or just a
no,
110
just
any
saying that
purpose?
everybody has a 110. Like,
Well, that came from the industry. So that would be like the engineering firms and and they actually asked for that
Yeah.
to get away from the dual component lining.
uh,
So we had the 17 line, 17 series, 17 EGEC that we switched that out, but they wanted something a little lighter for the overhead lines with a little better thermal conductivity.
Mhm.
so what is what's the history of Resco? Like, what is Resco's history in
Uh,
general?
It's a really cool story. I mean, it started out in a garage, you know, a family run business, and it started out in a garage, and it's what 77, 78 years ago,
Yeah, some right
and
around there.
we've evolved into where we are today, which is we cover HPI markets, which we're talking about here, but we also cover aluminum markets and cement, steel, iron, many other markets that we cover through through that
And
one guy's
that's like
garage.
the aluminum industry is what Miss Brittany does.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Miss Brittany came to us, and she's a great piece to our puzzle. But yeah, she's and she can explain her aluminum role better than me, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you would, because like you said, the petrochemical chemical industry doesn't really understand the aluminum
Mhm.
industry. So
Sure. Yeah, I have an extensive background in the aluminum industry, spent about 14 years working closely with primary and a little bit of secondary aluminum. And one of the things I see that we're trying to do is really promote some products within the aluminum industry. And we have a pretty wide range of products at Resco that can help facilitate those aluminum industries, mostly our cubed products. And what that does is it's specific for the aluminum industry, Furna, meaning aluminum, and the installation methods too. So we have that. And we have some properties that allow us to tailor those refractories that we use for aluminum.
So the Furna, you can cast it, pump cast it, or vibe cast it.
and
It's
it has
got different
all of
levels of
this.
flows.
Is it high aluminum or is it?
It ranges in aluminum concentration, and it depends on what specific zone of the furnace that you're going to be using. So we have 80% down to 40% usually, and it depends on what part of the furnace you want to use that refractory material at. Some is the insulation and some's for the hearth. It just depends on where you want to use it and what properties you're looking for in that refractory. So you can have abrasion resistance specific to the hearth, or a higher alumina with alkali resistance at the higher upper sidewalls. Yeah.
Yeah, still highly technical.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm here for. I don't know this stuff, and I want to learn a little bit about it. So,
Yeah.
so I want to talk a little bit about brick.
Yeah.
Do you guys sell brick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do all the way from high duty to high alumina, 90, 94s. We don't have. We had a 99 for a little while, but we don't have that anymore. But yeah, all the way up through the line, we have brick.
Okay, great. So,
Maybe to add,
okay,
we do have brick for aluminum as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where and what application? Like, well, I don't know, well, not
Um,
application, but what kind of
we did sidewall and the floor. We brick floor too.
and this would be furnaces.
Furnaces,
melt furnaces or holding
holding
furnaces, the
furnaces, reverb.
reverbs.
Yeah.
So they'll usually do a hybrid furnace. So they'll do cast floor or brick floor, and then in the upper walls that
Yeah.
plastic or
Oh.
or castable.
The reason I bring this up is our producer over here, pit producer Thomas, as we call him. When he first started working with us, he told us that he was a bricklayer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And of course, he's only, what, 20 years old. And I'm going, how much brick experience could you possibly have? So I'm gonna mess with this guy a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, we have brick.
Well, I'm just like, what kind of brick have you messed with? What kind of brick have you installed? And he's like, mostly IFB. Then I'm going, that's not installing brick. That's not even a brick. I don't even know what that is. It's like cutting
Yeah.
styrofoam, right?
Yeah.
So I started asking him questions, and I'm like, so what kind of brick? And he was, straights, and what size brick? The 2 inch? What size were the wedges? And he's like, I don't know. What size are they? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a bricklayer. So I was like, I'll either email or text Jim or Eric and
Yeah.
find out how you measure brick. And you guys came back and go with a caliper. And I'm going,
Yeah. Everybody does that.
Oh,
yes,
wedge
I
would
know
be.
that.
Everybody.
Like,
You have a
like one of these
ruler?
right here. Like, one of these
Yeah.
little calipers that I got behind.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, do you just call them wedges, or are they just?
Well, it's a different tapers on the wedge. So you have a 1X wedge is the least amount of taper, then a number 1, number 2, number 3, and that's just different levels of taper. So it would be on a 1X wedge would be a 3 inch at one end
Mm.
and 2 7/8 on the other. 2 3/4 would be a 1, 2 1/2 be a 2, and 2 inch would be a 3.
So for someone like me, I can just call them ones and twos, right?
Yeah, that's what most
Yeah.
people do, and it's the same way on arches. It's just the tapers on a different length of the brick.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when you're turning your circumference and stuff like that, you need the different sizes to be able to turn different circumferences.
Oh, well, I guess that clears that up. I definitely did not get that from producer Thomas.
But if you really want to quiz him, ask him about the double taper brick, and yeah, you got to be a
Well,
really good
we've
bricklayer for
nicknamed
those.
him, we've dubbed him Rawhide.
That's
And he's lived with that forever. So they call you Resco Jim. Why do they call you that?
You know, I didn't know they called me Resco Jim until you asked that. But they called my predecessor Resco Bob, so I'm guessing that's just a
Continuation.
carryover. Yeah, well, Resco Bob's gone. It's Resco Jim. I'm assuming that's what that is.
So I know, like in the past, we have bought not just the guns for the C704,
Yes, sir.
but also the jets or nozzles,
Yeah.
whatever you call them. What else do you guys sell other than for the testing industry?
For the testing, we have done the jets and all. You know, it's not we have to buy them, so we buy extra and keep them in our storeroom so we have them. So when somebody else needs them, it's more about helping you out
Yeah.
than selling something. So that's kind of what we do. But we've done the jets and the guns. We've also done the mixer blades for the
Yeah, I was
Hobarts.
going to ask. So, like, I know y'all were trying to get people to
Yeah,
sign up to buy them, and
yeah, and well, we use them. They wear out. We have to replace them and stuff like that. But we use a slightly smaller mixer, bowl size, blade size than most people in the industry. So it kind of was like, yeah, we don't really need it that much,
Yeah,
but
nobody needed the size that
we use
we
and stuff
use.
like that. But
well, in the past, we just kind of run a bead of some stainless, some
yeah, I mean,
weld rods on the end of them, and try to get them back to where they were.
Right,
yeah,
just
But
machine it.
yeah, just kind of just do it ourselves, and that's what's weird about refractory is they don't make tools for refractory. You have to
no,
make
no, I
your own
mean
tools.
these mixers are used for bakeries and
Yeah, they
making
are. I mean,
doughs and
they really are.
donuts, breads.
But
But
it's crazy. So it's like when you build so the C704 apparatus itself, you're just putting stuff together. You're making it yourself. It's not like you can just go to Amazon and
Yeah, order one, right? Yeah.
yeah, everything was like, what do we
so
have in
you
the
got the
shop to do
jets, you got
this?
the push rods, you got the glass tubes, and all that stuff, and you just got to make it yourself.
Well,
Like
yeah, even the plates.
there's no commerce for that.
No, no, it's sealing the chambers and all that. What can we use to do that?
So Jim has a special name. Do you, Eric, have a special name?
So Jim calls me bottle cap, but I'm not going to tell the story, especially on,
Right?
on social media and stuff like that. There's no elaboration
No elaboration
for
on
that
that.
on here at least. So
I'd ask him what his mama calls him.
my,
That's it. That's all you're
my
willing to say.
no, that's what
Yeah, there's more.
it's Eric, but she yells it. So
Does she have your middle name?
when I'm really in trouble and
That's when you
stuff,
know
like
she
yeah,
misbehaved.
yeah, it's all three names.
I think between Thomas and myself, I think we used to get beat with the chongla a lot. Okay, so what about the 17EG?
17EG that's a really neat product. It's been around for a long time. We basically call that the OG because it's been around so long and everybody knows it. You know, everybody that is in this industry has gunned pallets and pallets of
The
17EG.
OG. We
So
have
we
we
kind of
have
call it the
we have an
OG.
OG running around here. Tom Go.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah, yeah.
tell you, I've learned more from that guy um, from anybody else.
Yeah.
And he's been in it for 40 years. He can run Micon rig, a Blast Creek rig, and I'm just watching him there. I'm like, hey Tom, you should do that. He just kind of looks at me stupid. I'm like, okay. So he's already 17 is your OG. Um, how long has that been around?
17EG was around since like the
Yeah,
late 60s. I mean, and it's evolved to what we have today.
Hmm.
You know, none of the refactories, we don't make them and then we're done, right? Everybody wants them better all the time, so we're always trying to improve them. But that one's been around for a long time. I know it got a pretty good upgrade in the 80s to help it gun even better. But yeah, it's
And I,
been
and
around
I
for a long
hear,
time.
because obviously I'm not old enough to have been around back in that day, but I hear the double A used to be pink.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yes sir.
that's what I heard too.
Okay. So, but it was a two-part component.
It was a
Yeah,
two-part
yeah.
component, the acid and the dry, and
What made it pink?
it, just the reaction of it and stuff like that. So yeah, they said I th- just think it was part of the binder system that kind of
It was a
made it.
white base mix, right?
Yeah.
And then when you added it's more of a gray, light gray now. It was more white back then. So
hmm The
the
binder
the
system in
binder
it
system that
kind
we
of
used.
was more reddish and pinkish and stuff like that. So when you mixed it up, it was pink.
So
So
as far as the Resco products go, which products do you use in the aluminum industry?
Mostly just the Furnicubed products. The QT,
Cons.
yeah, the QT, which are the quick turns, are really popular because it allows the contractor to be able to have faster turnaround time. So that's quick.
Everybody loves that.
It all depends on where you're installing it. So, but mostly the QT.
yeah,
Furnic.
we do see some Resco Bond 3000G in
Yeah,
there.
and that's for maintenance.
Yeah, repair material and same binder system as A22S, but
It's a
3000 degree
conversion,
gunning.
and it sticks really well, and it's naturally non-wetting to aluminum, so it's very good in aluminum.
Yeah, I've never used any of the Furnicube.
Yeah.
I've never mixed any of it or tested any of it, but
Came from the National brand. So when we bought National, that's where we got the Furnicubed, and that actually started as Kaiser with Kaiser Aluminum, and they made their own refractories, and that actually spun off into National refractories.
Yeah.
So our aluminum products have a very long background as well.
Yeah.
well,
And they're installed kind of the same way that petrochem products are installed: vibration, pumped, gunned.
Done.
It's like the installation methods aren't drastically different either. So
Different box.
Yeah.
so I know you guys have a YouTube because I was watching Eric's voiceover videos.
we did those so long ago, but
I actually
yeah,
had the word first. I didn't know that.
well, yeah, well,
Most people don't,
Well,
but that is yes.
I learned the first time I ever mixed anything, I was installing. So I
Mhm.
just dump it in there and add the water. Okay. It's like you're making biscuits or something.
yeah, well, we kind of helps prevent like dry material being
Right,
like
mixed
built
down
up
to the
at the
bottom.
bottom and stuff like that.
Mm.
So it's just like I'm used to doing it. That's how I learned how to do it and stuff like that. On some of the other mixers, like sometimes you can see if there's any small leaks or insane things. So there's benefits to doing it.
Yeah.
So I
Have
mean,
you
small
have you
benefits.
have y'all done any kind of podcasting before? Or...
No, I've never even listened to one. So you know.
This is your first one?
Yes, sir. I'm a
Wow.
We're
podcast
gonna have to
virgin.
we're gonna have to download the Spotify app for Jim. So
That's funny. I had to do the same thing for Zell for Tom. He finally got a smartphone. Give me your phone. I'll help you out. And he's like, I just don't know how to deal with all this technology stuff. Over time I would say something snarky, but I'm getting older, and so
It comes back to you sometimes, don't it?
threefold. Well, I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out with me today.
no
It's
problem.
been great.
Yeah.
Everything today was great.
They answered a lot of my questions. So
It's a fun day, good food. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Good
Yeah.
sauce.
Good
Thank you,
sauce.
Bone.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for did that. That was a bacon brisket. So good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, those were
Y'all like
that
the
was really good.
sauces?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Sauces were good. They
Yeah,
weren't too spicy for you.
Just
Well,
him.
Just
a couple of them were really spicy for me, but this one right here, it's the one I liked, and it was called Grown Ass Man.
man. I think that's you're now dubbed. That's your
That's your one you can use.
yeah. We can talk about that.
Or can
We can talk
use.
about that. You can let everybody know.
You earned that one.
It's Grown Ass Man.
All right. Well, again,
Yeah,
thank you guys.
thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
We do want to say that we do have a good stock of the 901 XDGs, the SRU brick. We've been
Yeah.
stocking those in Houston. We also have stocking points in Atlanta and at our plant in Greensboro. And we are stocking through Delta all of our popular mixes that are used in, I need them on the weekend and all that. That Sherry and her group has those over there.
And
as
that's
well.
with Delta.
Yes, sir.
Delta refraction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did with Sherry quite often in the testing.
Yeah.
Why don't you close us out with a joke, Jim.
Close you out with a joke.
Yeah, you got anything?
I'm not.
Come
Put
on. I
me
know
on
I'm
the
putting you on the
spot
spot here. I know I'm doing it,
I got nothing.
but
I got nothing.
you got
What's
nothing?
a sales guy without a joke? Come on.
Yeah, I thought
Usually Jim just makes fun of me, so that's what I'm
Yeah. Some Ericisms. We like Ericisms.
Erik.
I counted
yeah,
four.
it
Counted for today.
kind of more.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
and
stuff
it's
like that.
and so just manner speech
Yeah,
things that I say.
yeah.
And hey, these guys are great to work with. I mean, Resco has put a really good team together, and it's all people way smarter than me, Erik and Brittany, and these guys are just phenomenal, and they're gonna prove Resco great in the future.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.